Hey everybody, welcome. It is nice to meet you. I'm Walder. I wanted to do a video about my personal training, my approach, my ethos, everything to do with your experience when you decide to come and train with me. So sit back, pull up a pew, let's get started. So when we get you started with personal training, all of my training happens here in my gym. This is the Start Strong gym. We're based up in Timsbury, just outside of Romsey. What we usually do is sort of organise a bit of a consultation and a free taster session to start you off. Now, there's absolutely no obligation with any of the things that we do throughout the taster session or anything. You know, you don't have to sign up for any sessions if you decide, actually, no, that guy's a bit of a plonker, not really interested in training with him. That's fine. But, you know, like I say, what we want to try and do is make you feel sort of nice and comfortable. And we're going to talk about what your main goals are, what your focuses are, what you want to achieve. Now, that can be ranging from something very specific, like say if you want to run a marathon, or whether you want to get to a certain strength for like an event or something, or fitness tests for like the military or whatever. But it can be, you know, things like that, or it might be, you know, I have a lot of clients that are just interested in maintaining fitness and just doing some exercise. They know that they're not motivated enough to do exercise on their own, but if they know that they've got an appointment booked in with me, they know that they've got to come and do it. So don't feel sort of nervous or self-conscious about what your reasonings are. You know, you may have a specific injury or condition that you want to help try and improve. A lot of people that I meet as well tend to be sort of sat at desks all day, so looking at posture, that kind of thing. Because my sort of interests are really widespread. You know, I mean, I love fitness. I mean, that's why I got into this in the first place. You know, I was a client, I was a customer, just like all of you, and I had goals that I wanted to achieve, and I fell in love with it. And I've really enjoyed kind of helping people since then. And I've been doing this since 2007. So it's only been the last sort of couple of years that we've had the gym and things to be able to do our own private work. That's something that might appeal to you. You know, if you've been to commercial gyms and you didn't feel like you really sort of settled in, maybe you felt a bit self-conscious there, possibly with the amount of people, you can always be rest assured that here, when we're doing one-to-ones, it is literally just yourself and me. So there's not anybody else around, you know, it's all nice and quiet. We can do what we like. So first off, yeah, let's say we do a bit of a taster session, chat to you about what we're going to do. Now, we can do some exercise in that session. We might want to sort of do some movement tests, see how you're moving and look at see if there's any imbalances anywhere, and basically set a baseline. So we want to go in sort of fairly easy and just see where we are right now. Then we can start putting a plan together to progress to wherever you want to go. We do sort of optional measurements as well. So if you were interested in body composition, that kind of stuff, we can do skin fold calipers for body fat testing. Circumference measurements. I try and get people to sort of go away from the scales a little bit, just because they can be very misleading as to what's actually going on with you. So if that is a particular measurement you do want to do, we can use the weight scales as well, but we definitely won't be using that as the only form of measurement and form of records of how you're doing, how you're achieving things, how you're achieving your goals. So from there on, it's really up to you as to how you want to play it. You know, I have clients that I see once a month, and then I give them programs and they can follow those with in between times where they go to the gym themselves somewhere else. I have clients that I see once or twice a week that, you know, their exercise each week is just purely what they're doing with me, and that's fair enough. But then I have clients that I see sometimes 3 or more times a week as well that want to do even more than that. So what I'm trying to get across here is that, you know, we don't have to have, I'm not a hard taskmaster, I'm not a slave driver that says, right, you must come in and do this amount. It's kind of like, okay, what is going to be achievable for you at the moment? What's going to fit in with your lifestyle? What's going to make you feel at ease with the whole thing? Because my approach with everything really is longevity. You know, I'm not really sort of interested in sort of quick fixes, whether it be sort of nutrition or training. You know, if you're sort of thinking, yeah, I want to lose weight and I want to lose it by next week, you know, that's when it gets a little bit more tricky. So we want to try and think longevity. What are you going to be doing in 6 months' time? What are you going to be doing in a year's time? What are you going to be doing in 6 years' time? Whether it be with nutrition or training or whatever. So, you know, thinking long term, you know, we can set that plan in place and work towards that throughout. We can work around injuries, we can work around conditions and things. And again, any questions that you ever have, feel free to ask me as well. So once we've got the plan in place as to when you're going to come in and how often you're going to come in, then we can really get things moving. I always like to add variety into my training sessions. I like to try and make it fun and interesting for you. And I explain as well why we're doing things. I don't want you to feel like, oh yeah, I'm just blindly following his advice and I don't really know why I'm doing these things. I'm big on the why. I'm big on letting you know this is why we're doing things, this is how it's helping you out. But first and foremost, your safety is of paramount concern. So it's all about keeping you safe. Quality of movement is really important to me as well. So I'm big on mobility and stretching and flexibility. So again, longevity is what we're looking at, is keeping you healthy and strong and happy throughout the rest of your life. So quality of movement above lifting weights. I always say to people, it's not how much weight you're lifting, it's how effectively you're lifting it. So, if you're doing sort of body weight squats and then there's imbalances where we can see maybe an ankle cave in or a knee cave in or your hips are twisting or something, that we would want to try and sort all of that out first and help work all of that out before we start putting weight on. I'm not one of these people that just strap loads of weight onto you and just think, oh yeah, you'll be all right, let's just go for it. I always take things very, very seriously, making sure that you're in the right position, keeping you safe, but yeah, keeping it fun and effective at the same time, time effective as well. That's the thing, making sure that we're doing a good amount of stuff within the training session times. I do offer sort of 30-minute sessions. If you're short on time, you want to come in, get a quick blast done and head out, that's fine. I also do sort of mainly hour-long sessions really, so we'll mix it up with, we've got various cardio equipment in here. Predominantly, the training that I do focuses more on body weight and sort of free weight exercises. So I've got a cable machine over here, sort of benches, sled, so the prowler, dumbbells, all the sort of accessories, kettlebells, sandbags, steps, rollers, you name it. I'm going to work on a lot of different things depending on what your goals are. Current pricing is up on my website. Feel free to go and have a look at that and get in touch. Give me a shout, give me an email, and we can put something in place. I really, really love training people just in the local community and trying to help give back a little bit. And if you feel like, hey, you know what, actually, I'm going to try and change my reality here and create my reality, then let's get started. Come and give me a shout. Let's get going with all of this. If you have any questions at all, like I say, just feel free to contact me, and hopefully I'll be meeting you very, very soon. Take care, everybody.